There's rich, and then there's super rich.
It was outrageous. It valued the company at $15 billion.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 influential American billionaires.
His goal isn't to be the richest guy in the cemetery, right? That's a good thing. And so he's doing a lot of good with the money that he made.
For this list, we're only including American citizens whose personal yearly net worth is in the $1 billion income bracket. To be clear, the rich people in question did not have to be born in the USA to qualify.
Woo, this is gonna be good.
Number 10, George Soros.
I was obviously in favor of open society, and I set up a foundation to foster open societies.
The man who broke the Bank of England shorted $10 billion worth of British pounds during Black Wednesday, the 1992 UK currency crisis.
The most dramatic U-turn in government economic strategy for 25 years was forced on the Prime Minister and Chancellor by the overwhelming pressure of billions upon billions of pounds being sold in the foreign exchange markets.
His profit? A cool $1 billion. Born in Hungary but now a naturalized American citizen, he's among the planet's 30 richest people. One who helped Eastern Europe shift to capitalism from communism, and more recently, one of President Barack Obama's wealthiest supporters.
Let's say more supportive of Obama than most Democrats are, which is not necessarily saying a lot.
The politically active Soros contributed $1 million in support of Obama's 2012 campaign and later boosted Hillary Clinton's presidential aspirations by signing on as finance co-chair of the Ready for Hillary super PAC.
They should not be lobbying for their private interests, their special interests. And it is happening right now in the United States.
A staunch progressive liberal, Soros has contributed $8 billion to human rights and education projects, using his wealth for both politics and philanthropy.
People tend to feel that these problems are so huge. Leave it to the governments, leave it to others. But George never has that attitude. George always feels he can make a difference, an individual can make a difference.
Number 9, Rupert Murdoch.
But what keeps you at it?
Generous,
What keeps you at it?
But I just love it.
The medium is the message, and nobody understands this better than media baron Rupert Murdoch.
And within a year, he'd acquired and shortly after relaunched The Sun. Murdoch was here to stay, and he was determined to alter the character of British journalism.
The Australian-born American Murdoch founded both News Corp, the second largest global media group on the planet, and 21st Century Fox. And for years, Murdoch has waged war against left-wing politics through interests like the Wall Street Journal and Fox News.
Live from Fox News World Headquarters in New York, this is America's election headquarters.
Allying with other media barons, including Michael Bloomberg, Murdoch has become prominent in immigration reform issues. Using Fox News' firebrand right-wing religious and fiscal conservatism.
You have to understand tolerance, sir. I know it doesn't come naturally to atheists.
Murdoch's changed the media landscape and how Americans receive and process information from the media.
Before you get to that, I would just like to say one sentence. This is the most humble day of my life.
Number 8, Charles and David Koch.
Billionaire businessman David Koch and his brother Charles are the good guys, fighting against too much government and for individual freedom.
The brothers Grimm, Charles and David Koch, are co-owners of the second largest privately held company in America, Koch Industries. Board chair and CEO Charles and executive VP David control a company that deals in resource products from oil and chemicals to pulp and paper and ranching.
Here, we build on each other's ideas to create more opportunities for people everywhere. Together, we are Koch.
Together, they support America's most influential free market, right-wing libertarian forces.
The Kochs and their partners spent at least $40 million in the 2010 U.S. elections, helping to shift the balance of power in the House of Representatives towards right-wing Tea Party Republicans.
The duo has poured billions into unseating Democrat senators and waging war on Obamacare. Time magazine named the Kochs among the world's most influential people, while the Brookings Institute has indexed the brothers as the most politically powerful American billionaires.
What do you want your tombstone to say?
Well, I'd like it to say that David Koch did his best to make the world a better place, and that he hopes his wealth will help people long after he has passed away.
Number 7, Mark Zuckerberg.
Facebook and its founder, Mark Zuckerberg, will be on their way to mounting one of the largest public offerings in history.
Facebook's co-founder, chairman, and chief executive, Mark Zuckerberg created the largest social media network site with billions of users worldwide.
I really think that Facebook needs to be focused on building the best experiences for people around the world.
Facebook's global force facilitated countless campaign launches and businesses.
Facebook likes the photo sharing app so much it's paying $1 billion for it.
Indeed, Zuckerberg's global phenomenon changed how people interact with each other and the internet. In 2010, Time magazine named Zuckerberg its Person of the Year. He also made Time's list of the 100 most influential people of all time. Not only an innovator when it comes to the internet, Zuckerberg joined the likes of Bill Gates and Warren Buffett for the Giving Pledge, promising to eventually give more than half of his fortune to charity.
The couple gave away 18 million shares of Facebook stock to the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, a gift valued at more than $990 million.
Number 6, Michael Bloomberg.
There aren't very many technology companies that have been in business for 32 years that are at the top of their game.
Not only making our list, but also landing in the top 10 richest people in the US. This former mayor of New York City is also the multimedia billionaire mogul behind Bloomberg LP, the financial news agency.
Thank you, Jay-Z, for being such a special part of the city. But more importantly, thank you for letting me tell people we're friends.
And, like the city that never sleeps, Michael Bloomberg works tirelessly both as a politician and philanthropist to promote gun control through nonprofits such as Mayors Against Illegal Guns and Everytown for Gun Safety. Furthermore, Bloomberg has contributed millions of dollars to his super PAC, Independence USA, to influence not only gun control, but also marriage equality and education issues.
Work hard. You're going to need some luck, but the harder you work, the luckier you get. And if it doesn't work out, that's not the end of the world.
Number 5, Warren Buffett.
I knew I was going to be interested in stocks the rest of my life, but probably at the time I was, 8 or 9.
He's the Oracle of Omaha and the most successful investor of the 20th century. Warren Buffett is chairman, CEO, and majority shareholder of Berkshire Hathaway. And many have adopted his simple approach to investing. Always focus on value.
Some attendees consider it a pilgrimage, the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting in Omaha, Nebraska. Ping pong, popsicles, and picture taking with Warren Buffett.
In 2008, Buffett's shrewd skill had earned him the title of world's richest person, an honor he lost only after he donated billions to charity.
And he announced that he was pledging the bulk of his fortune not to his children, but to the foundation run by Bill and Melinda Gates.
Dubbed one of the world's most influential people by Time magazine in 2012, Buffett lately has been criticized by his wealthy colleagues for his higher taxes crusade against the super rich, but he remains a powerful player thanks to the money and respect he's earned.
I just have a great time every day. I am getting to do exactly what I want to do in life. It doesn't get any better than that.
Number 4, Oprah Winfrey.
I don't come to any of this without an acknowledgement of where I've come from.
An embodiment of the American dream, Oprah emerged from more than humble beginnings in rural Mississippi to become a talented TV host, a powerhouse interviewer, and one of the world's most recognizable faces.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to AM Chicago.
Seen as the media force that popularized the talk show and confessional TV, Ms. Winfrey is also credited with breaking cultural taboos and bringing spirituality to the mainstream.
I have been abused since I was 9 years old, raped at 9 years old, abused at 10 years old, molested for all of those years, and now pregnant as a result of that.
And her influence reaches far past the media world. With her support, any product or even political candidate can expect a surge in support.
The joy you're going to have reading this for the first time.
By forever changing television and establishing herself as a shrewd businesswoman, Oprah became one of the wealthiest African Americans of the 20th century.
It all begins here. Only
The new Oprah Winfrey Network.
Number 3. John D. Rockefeller.
Vilified as a ruthless predator, as evil incarnate, he had created an industrial empire and a personal fortune.
Oil tycoon John Rockefeller was America's first billionaire, thanks to his incredibly successful Standard Oil Company. And in fact, adjusted for inflation, he's the richest person in history.
So this very young man controls what is not only a national but an international monopoly.
At one point, he controlled some 90% of all oil in America, leading to a monumental 1911 antitrust case and an equally monumental Supreme Court decision.
Hearings, investigations, and lawsuits began to challenge the Standard Oil empire. John D. was called to testify in one forum after another.
Rockefeller and Standard Oil were found guilty of monopolist practices, and so the company was carved into 34 entities, some of which eventually became oil juggernauts Chevron and ExxonMobil.
Energy lives here.
This case established the precedent for antitrust policy in America and was adopted worldwide. But that's not all Rockefeller influenced. Without him, the face of modern philanthropy would also be significantly different.
With an ever-growing confidence and an increasing desire to be of the greatest service to mankind.
Number 2. Steve Jobs.
He's created industries that we didn't think we needed.
The Leonardo of the Silicon Age, Steve Jobs was Apple's co-founder, chairman, and CEO. After being fired and rehired, Jobs rebranded and reinvented the then-struggling computer company as an underdog.
Because we found what we loved to do, and we were at the right place at the right time.
The result was one of the greatest company comeback stories in history. Jobs completely changed consumers' relationship with products, and by doing so, he not only impacted how people engaged with Apple's sleek and modern products, but with the world as well.
Apple views itself as a software company, and there aren't very many software companies left.
Jobs became the 21st century's marketing luminary. It's no wonder he was named one of Time magazine's 20 most influential Americans of all time.
Stay hungry, stay foolish.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I felt that if we could get enough land, that I would be able to reproduce Las Vegas in Asia.
When you meet Alice Walton, you have to remind yourself that she's the third richest woman in the world, according to Forbes magazine, worth $21 billion.
Today, Houston couple John and Laura Arnold pledged $10 million to Head Start.
Let's show the world America is open for business. And let's start right now.
And even though he's filthy rich, every time Donald Trump gets his hair cut, he gets it cut the exact same way. By accident.
If you want to be a good leader, you better understand what the mission is, and you better go out and make sure that the people who are behind you accept the same mission and are willing to do what it takes to win.
Number 1. Bill and Melinda Gates.
Bill Gates is going to go down as the best businessman of our century.
The world's richest man, Bill Gates is co-founder of Microsoft, the computer software giant.
And part of the reason I'm so optimistic is because I do think philanthropy is going to grow.
After making his fortune, Bill and wife Melinda devoted themselves to philanthropy, pledging to donate the majority of their wealth to charity over time and championing diverse causes and policies.
So there's a lot of collaboration.
These include public education reform, ending world poverty, and the support of same-sex marriage.
I'm always more focused on what's the result we're going to get, no matter how much money we put into the issue.
The Gates established the largest global charitable foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And they've supported it with some $28 billion in funding.
Hopefully that'll influence more people to give at all levels of wealth.
Indeed, this power couple has created the perfect marriage of philanthropy and profits, and has taken both to great new heights.
You'll see suffering that's going to break your heart. And when it happens, don't turn away from it. That's the moment that change is born.
Do you agree with our list?
I thought that was your answer. No, that wasn't my answer.
Which American billionaires do you think are the most influential? For more businessy top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
He is well on his way.
you.